Hello, folks. Welcome to episode.
Hello, let's rock.
Welcome to episode 16 of the MegaMets podcast. Tonight, it's a doubleheader. We're going to be looking at
Indeed.
the New Japan Cup 2023 and AEW's Revolution 23.
I see the bracket for NJPW's New Japan Cup 23. Holy shit, there is so much talent in there. It's going to be nuts.
Got that right. For those who are not familiar with this tournament, think of this as New Japan's version of March Madness, where unlike the Best of Super Juniors, the G1 Climax, and the Tag Leagues, which are all round robin in format, this is straight up singles elimination. You lose one, your ass is done.
One shot, one chance.
And the winner gets the next immediate IWGP World Heavyweight title shot, Ryogoku Sumo Hall, Saturday, April the 8th at Sakura Genesis. Though, with the way I had the bracket, the tournament going in my head, this might not be the case.
How so?
I'll explain when we get to it. Let's start with the opening matches in the bracket. First up, tomorrow in Korakuen Hall, Sanada versus Taichi. Winner of this gets Kenta, the new strong openweight champion, on March 11th. What do you got?
I got Sanada.
Same here. I mean, let's face it. Ever since Suzuki-gun disbanded and Taka, Taichi, Doki, and Kanemaru formed Just Four Guys, to me, it hasn't really clicked.
Yep, I agree.
Sounds more like a bad boy band name rather than a wrestling faction. Know what I mean?
Yep.
The other match on March 5th, Tetsuya Naito of LIJ against Bullet Club's El Phantasmo. Winner faces Chase Owens on the 11th. He's been gone for the past. Chase has been MIA for the past several months following a death in the family.
Yeah. That's a sad day. That is a sad one indeed.
Yeah. I'm taking Naito because let's face it, Phantasmo against Owens, Bullet Club against Bullet Club. Normally this is safe for the G1, not for the New Japan Cup.
Mm-hmm. My vote's on Naito as well. Phantasmo has no chance.
Next up, March 6th, the 51st anniversary show.
You mean March 8th?
No, 6th.
I'm looking through the original link that you sent me, and it said it's March 8th. Did they move it to the 6th?
No, there's a set of matches.
Oh, yeah, March 6th. Now we got to go to, I believe, Group D.
Right. David Finlay versus Tomohiro Ishii. Recently, Finlay turned heel after Jay White lost to Eddie Kingston, which essentially kicked Jay out of New Japan altogether.
Why would he do that?
Well, he was sick of being overlooked. You looked at the opportunities that Juice got. You look at the opportunities Jay made for himself. Between the three of them in the dojo, Finlay was always the third wheel. The squeaky
Not to
wheel.
mention, he was always the short end of the stick.
That's what I meant. Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's his chance to shine. And it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up, by the end of this tournament, becoming the new leader of Bullet Club.
Probably.
So I'm taking Finlay. Winner of this gets Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champ, the
Great O'Khan. I'm also going to vote for Finlay as well. He needs his chance to shine. He's been stuck being thrown under the bus for so long that it gets sickening.
True. Next up, Shota Umino versus House of Torture's Yujiro Takahashi. Winner gets New Japan World Television Champ Zack Sabre Jr. on the 15th. Let's face it, House of Torture's in a rut, so I'm going Roughneck.
I got Takahashi.
You really want him getting a TV title shot? I don't.
Why?
No, I'm just saying that if that happens and Yujiro beats Zack, that puts him at the front of the line of a New Japan World TV title shot.
Yeah, you gotta at least give him a chance sometime.
But to me, Yujiro will always be the stereotypical parasite, not someone I want as a singles champ. Besides,
like a leech.
Right. Now we go to the 8th. New co-holder of the Never Six-Man Tag Champs, Ren Narita, who won them a couple of weeks ago with Minoru Suzuki and Desperado as the new group, Strong Style, against Evil. And for the love of God, can we not have Evil win this and put the House of Torture back at the front of the line of those titles?
I'm voting Narita. Sorry, Evil, but you're not deserving of it. You put us through too much shit.
Yeah, especially when you won this tournament back in 2020 and stabbed Los Ingobernables de Apolo in the back to become the double champ.
That's despicable, man.
I mean, if my theory of Finlay becoming new leader of Bullet Club comes true, let's hope Gayo's not dumb enough to do what he did with Evil, i.e., give Finlay the world title when he's not ready for it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm taking Narita. Winner of this match gets Jeff Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
The other matchup is Toriano against Big Dunkzilla, Mark Davis of Aussie Open. Yano usually does well in getting out of the first round, but that's as far as he goes. I'm taking Yano, mostly because the winner of this faces Will Ospreay. And let's face it, Yano's going to get his head knocked off by Ospreay.
Pretty much. I'm voting Davis. Nothing against you, of course.
I know, but I'm going Yano because if Yano does his usual tactics with guys like Davis, he's going to get a win by countout.
Pretty much.
Next up, co-holder of the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Titles, Yoshihashi, versus the Aussie Arrow and other half of Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher. Now, this is a match that kind of worries me because at the anniversary show, the main event is Bishamon defending the tag titles against the duo of Okada and Tanahashi. And personally, I do not want Tanahashi and Okada to go win the tag titles. I mean, up until now, when has Okada showed any interest in the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles?
Why would he? Seriously.
And second, yes, Tanahashi is a former 3-time tag champ, but he's never held the titles all that long in any of the stints. And no, I am not counting his and Ibushi's run during 2020 as a long stint, as most of it was stymied by the pandemic.
The pandemic threw a monkey wrench in everything.
I'm just saying, the only reason he held those belts that long during that stint with Ibushi was because of the pandemic.
So basically, it's between Hashi and Fletcher. Whoever wins face Hiroki Goto.
And I'm taking Fletcher.
Fine. I'll take Fletcher as well.
And mostly because if Fletcher beats both of them, what does that do? Catapults Aussie Open to the front of the line for the next immediate IWGP Heavyweight Tag Title shot.
And that's in Sakura Genesis and Ryo Goku.
Right. Next is the one that I have really been having an issue with picking. Shingo Takagi, the King of Pro Wrestling 2023 Provisional Champion, versus Aaron Hanare. Winner faces never openweight champ
Tama Tonga.
My heart is saying Hanare, but my head is screaming Shingo. Mostly because for Hanare, I mean, he needs a shot at some title. I mean, he's the low man in the United Empire.
This is a problem because both of them are very talented. And a match between these two, it could go either way. My vote is on...
You could say that Hanare is more or less the dirt in the pecking order, where I view Gideon Gray as the maggot in the United Empire.
Go figure. My vote is on Takagi.
Heads Shingo, tails Hanare.
Flip it.
Tails. I'm going Hanare.
Fair enough. This will go either way. But it's too early to tell how this tournament will play out because we've already made our predictions for the entryway.
True. March 11th, round 2. Sonata against Kenta. I'm going to go Kenta on this one.
I'm going Kenta as well. Sonata literally has no chance.
And as we already stated, Naito beats Owens. They'll face each other on the 17th.
Yep.
Kenta and Naito.
All right, next up on the 12th, Group C.
We already stated Fletcher versus Goto. We're both going Fletcher. Crowns up. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Next up.
For you, you have Shingo against Tama. I have Hanare against Tama. I'm going to go Tama in this one.
Fair. Whoever wins is going to get whacked one way or the other.
True.
Next up on the 15th, Group D.
13th, Group B.
Oh, yeah, 13th, Group B.
Ren Narita against Cobb. I am going Narita. Again, it doesn't really seem, there's not really much logic outside of a G1 if Cobb and Ospreay get paired together for them to face off. So
As long as Evil does not win, I don't care. Let Narita proceed.
Right. And then, as we mentioned, Ospreay's going to knock Yano's block off.
Mm-hmm.
St. Patrick's, 15th. David Finlay against the Gray Okan. I am going Finlay.
Finlay versus Great Okan. Fine, I'll have my vote on Finlay then.
Shota Umino against Yujiro Takahashi. I'm actually pulling the upset here, and I'm going Shooter.
The Shooter figures.
You're probably going Zach, aren't you?
Zack Sabre Jr. He's a talented son of a bitch.
And again, he's already had to go through 3 defenses of his television.
Storyline wrestling, this is not pre-recorded. We're not doing a stream. Do you not know that? Also, too much spam. No offense, but we appreciate that, but too much is not good.
Dude.
It's no-go.
Anyway, moving on to the semifinal, quarterfinals, excuse me. 17th, Kenta against Naito. I am going Naito.
Naito will probably be my vote as well. Sorry, Kenta, you had a good run.
Ren Narita against Will Ospreay. Bring it down to the ashes, fill the skies. I'm taking Will.
I may as well.
The 18th, Kyle Fletcher against you have Shingo, I have Tama. I'm going Tama.
I'm voting for Tama as well.
I thought you were going Shingo.
Yeah, may as well go Shingo. Shingo all the way, like Shingo Yabuki.
David Finlay against Shota Umino. This is where Shooter basically hits the brick wall, in my opinion.
Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is Finlay.
Mm-hmm. Semifinals on the 19th, Naito against Ospreay. I'm going to go Ospreay in this one.
I want Naito to make it far. Sorry, dude. No way.
And now, as for the other semifinal, I'm taking Finlay over Tama.
Finlay over Tama. Oh my god, that's gonna get crazy. Sorry, I'm taking Tama.
Main event. For me, it's Ospreay against Finlay. For you, it's Naito against Tama. Or it should be, it would make sense since in that whatever. But anyway, for me, now where I say that the winner of this challenging for the IWGP World Heavyweight title may not be the case, let's keep in mind the U.S. Heavyweight title is being held hostage by Kenny Omega. So it's possible whoever wins this could actually be the second man to not select and to choose to not go after the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only other time that happened was 2014. Shinsuke Nakamura picking the Intercontinental title, which was held by Tanahashi at the time. Because the other major belts that you could have gone for back then, the heavyweight title and the Never title, were both firmly in the camp of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So Nakamura went after the Intercontinental title instead.
Agree.
So, as for who wins this, I will say Lil wants revenge, but Finley's hungry. This is a tough one for me.
It is.
In your case, it's pretty clear-cut that whoever wins is going after Okada.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's your pick?
This is tough. I honestly can't decide for my final match. This is just crazy. I'm taking Tama.
I really thought you lived on Naito, but I guess you're going for something new. In my case, I'm going to go Finlay.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's at that point, he's going to throw Too Sweet up in Okada's face and reveal he's part of Bullet Club now.
And that would really be a big slap in the face.
And it'd be Deja Vu 2020 all over again.
Yep. Jeez.
Now let's move on to the Revolution card from the Chase Center in San Francisco.
Link me the card on Discord. That way I'll know. So that way I can be able to get a good awareness of what's going to happen in that card. That card better not disappoint, because given from what we've been seeing thus far with AEW, not to mention we're going to be getting a premiere of Ring of Honor since AEW now owns Ring of Honor. I'm only hoping it's in good hands. Don't
One Revolution card coming up.
Excellent. And now it's time. Time to see how this card is going to play out.
If there's one beef I do have with Tony Khan, it's with the 0 hours. It's match quantity over match quality with this guy.
Quality must always be better than quantity. Quantity ain't gonna cut it. If you're focusing on quantity, it's nothing. You're not gonna get an enjoyment out of it. Believe me.
Got that right. Pre-show match that we know is gonna be on this card, because there's gonna be 3 thrown on here at the last minute. We don't.
Agreed.
Is Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers against Ari Davari and the Varisty athletes, Tony Neise and Josh Woods.
With smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah, well, Mark and the Luchas have Alex Abrahantes. Is that how you pronounce it?
With Alex Abrahantes.
So
yeah, I'm Hispanic, so I know how that works.
Okay. I mean, I get Mark's carrying on on the name alone these days, since, well, we all know what happened to Jay.
Yep.
God rest his soul. And I've watched the funeral session.
Yep.
That was tough for me to watch.
It is tough to sit through. Jeez, we lost a living legend.
And one of his daughters is basically paralyzed now.
Yeah. I don't have the right. I'm sorry. I just don't have the right words. I only hope his family is okay. May we dedicate this to Mark Briscoe and his family.
You mean Jay Briscoe?
Yeah, Jay Briscoe. May we dedicate it to Jay and his family.
Sure.
That accident was just wrong, and I only hope they be okay through these tough trials.
Got that right.
So I'm gonna make my vote right now. Just gonna say it. I want Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros to win. Sorry.
Same here.
Okay.
Next up, Christian Cage against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Final burial match.
Okay, seriously, what the hell's a final burial match?
If I had to guess, it's probably going to be equivalent to a buried alive match.
It's a no-holds-barred match.
Oh.
Yep, it's a no-holds-barred match. Basically, it's anything goes.
I mean, I did say at Full Gear that if Jungle Boy beat Luchasaurus in that cage match, he was going to get his hands on Christian at some point.
Yep.
So, as far as this match goes, who knows how it's going to pan out? I say Jack finally gets his vengeance.
I have to agree. Jack gets his revenge against Christian.
Unless Luchasaurus pops up again.
Yeah, but this is no holds barred. Anything can happen.
True, and no holds barred means Luchasaurus popping up is fair game.
Yep.
Next up, Chris Jericho against Ricky Starks. The JAS not allowed at ringside.
Good, because that means that the JAS are not going to mess up this one. Sorry, but my vote's on Ricky. Let him finally get his revenge.
I'm going to say Jericho, because they're going to knock the ref out, and there's going to be some member of the JAS sneaking in to screw Ricky. As much as I hate to say that.
You're not wrong.
Next up, 6-man tag match for the World Trios title. House of Black challenge the Elite.
You have in the Elite, you have Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. While on the other side, you have the Jeez.
With the mind being played on the Elite and the scuttlebutt that the Elite might leave the company once their contracts run out. Again, it's only scuttlebutt because I've heard WWE trying to make a major push to get Kenny.
Of course they are. They're desperate for any sort of talent by this point.
And let me just say this. Trips, you have a talent out there you could grab. His name, the fucking Switchblade Jay White.
Exactly. But it seems that someone is holding him back.
Who?
Take a good guess who.
Vince.
Exactly.
I don't even know why that son of a bitch is back. He's basically he's wrestling's equivalent to M. Bison.
He's basic, yeah, but I only hope, like in Street Fighter V, Vince then stay like M. Bison stays dead in Street Fighter V. It should be the same way.
You do realize they could bring him back in 6, right?
You could say that, yeah. I don't know. It was hinted that Bison was going to stay dead in Street Fighter V, so I am not one to judge.
When bank on. I mean, remember in Super Turbo, Akuma killed him off, but he found a way to safeguard his soul from the
That
effects.
was in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, he gave him a new body. You forget that in Street Fighter story, Bison split himself into 2. The evil still remained. The good came in in a woman named Rose.
I remember that.
All right, back on topic.
Okay. Triple threat for the women's title. Jamie Hayter defends against Saraya, FK Page, and Ruby Soho.
This is going to be a good match.
You think that Saraya was turned heel a little too soon?
Yeah, it was a bit too soon. Should have waited. You can't just rush a heel turn like that. It's not going to work. It needs to take time.
Get that right.
Like how you stir the pot to make something nice. You can't expect that heel turn to just work like that. You got to take it nice and slow.
I mean, there are cases where it could work on the drop of a hat, but not often. Anyway, again, my problem with Hayter as champion, she's still stuck as Dr. Britt Baker, DMD's lackey, essentially.
I just don't have the right words.
But if I had to pick someone to win this, I'm going to go Saraya. You?
I will probably take Ruby.
Imagine if we're both wrong and Jamie slips out with this one.
Yep, that would be a laugh.
Next up, oh boy, feud of AEW. Moxley, Hangman, Texas death match.
How is this going to work? A Texas death match? Come on.
Basically, I'll give you a context example.
Please give me a context, please.
You remember that match between Chris Harris and James Storm at Sacrifice in 2007?
I remember that. Go on.
Basically, think of it like that. The only difference is you have to basically knock your opponent out with a submission and then see if he can't get up for a 10 count.
Basically, it's a mix between a submission and a last man standing match.
More or less.
Figures. This is not going to be pretty.
It's going to be bloody. It's going to be violent. And we're going to revel in our bloodlust with this one.
We're going to fucking love it. That's all I'm going to say to that.
I mean, the fact that Hangman may actually break away from the Dark Order is a little interesting.
Yep.
Especially when I'm actually subbed to one of the members of the Dark Order on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Evil Luno hasn't posted in months.
Yep.
My pick to win, I'm going to go Hangman.
Forgive me, John Moxley. You're a talented person, but you have no chance against Hangman Adam.
Especially when we're trying to knock you down a few pegs after you drop the title at Full Gear.
Uh-huh.
Next up, AEW TNT Championship Match. Samoa Joe defends against Wardlow. Whoever wins this has to face Powerhouse Hobbs later in the week.
Well, looks like Samoa Joe will have to defend it against Wardlow.
I mean, I got mad with Joe winning the TNT title.
Why?
I mean, think about it. He's already ROH TV champ, and giving him the TNT title basically puts a double load on him.
Yeah, and that's also a lot more strain on his body. Honestly, if I were to pick, I want Wardlow to win. So that way at least Samoa Joe can get himself a bit of breathing room. Because having too many championships means you have a bigger target on your back.
Yeah, case in point, FTR.
Oh, yes, FTR.
When they had 3 titles on them. I think by now they've dropped the AAA straps.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to take Wardlow as well. Next up, a fatal 4-way match for the AEW tag titles. The Guns, the champions, the Guns, Austin and Colton defend against the Acclaimed, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
That's something I didn't see. Why are they in the match?
They won a tag team battle royal. Royal on Dynamite this past Wednesday.
This is tough. Four teams out for the big prize.
Yeah, but let's not kid ourselves here. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen are the joke team. They've got no shot at this. So we can immediately X them out of having any chance of winning it.
Yep.
And especially considering I've actually met Danhausen once. And the guy has his own coffee brand to think about.
Well, that too.
Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, they could win it, especially if Sanjay and Santam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt and Santam Singh get involved. But it's probably gonna. But the odds are that Billy Gunn could cancel that out for the Acclaim. So it boils down to where Billy's loyalty lies.
Yep.
Does it lie with Anthony Bones and Max Caster, or does it lie with his sons? If they're gonna have a heel turn for Billy and have him realign with his sons, they gotta pull the trigger here.
They may as well pull the trigger right now.
But either way, I'm taking the Guns to retain.
Fair enough.
You going down that road?
Yes, I am. Now we reach the big one.
Main event, 60-minute Iron Man match for the world title. MJF defends against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Where do we even start with this match? Both of these guys are very talented.
Granted, MJF has been doing everything he can to skirt danger and basically have Bryan Danielson softened for this match.
Basically, this is going to be tough because Bryan Danielson is one talented son of a gun. It's going to be a really tough 60 minutes because you honestly how do I put this? You really can't seem to decide who you want to see win. You have MJF. You have Bryan Danielson. Both of them are very talented in their own right. And seeing these two together is going to be a match made in heaven. The problem is you can't decide who's going to end up reaching the top.
Especially when this match is obligated to hit 60 minutes.
No sudden death?
No, I'm saying there may be sudden death, but on the initial premise, it has to hit 60 minutes. If MJF's going to win, he's got to get out to an early lead and run out and chew up the clock.
I know. He's going to try using a stall tactic.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but I'm making my vote now because if we keep talking like this, it's going to make me have a hard time deciding. I'm sorry, but I choose the American Dragon. He's been through 60-minute matches, and believe me,
by what score?
I'd say it would be roughly 2-1. Because you know how this match is going to be. It's going to be like 10 or 20 minutes until either one gets the win. And then 30 minutes in, another one. It'll tie. And then by the time we reach the 60-minute mark, Bryan will pull out the upset and win it. What about you?
I hate to do this. I'm going to go in the opposite direction and say MJF 3-2. And actually, we may not actually need to go pay on Fight or a pay-per-view stream for this. We could actually go to a select movie theater and watch this event.
Well, that's actually interesting.
I'm actually planning to do that tomorrow night.
Okay, this is in Spanish, but I may as well just say it. MJF sobreviví en 60-minute. MJF llegar a ser mejor luchador del mundo. Muy bien, MJ. Muy bien, Devi. He says, Hangman Page, bye-bye. Okay, that actually is humorous.
So MJF will what in 60 minutes?
Will pretty much win the match. Survive 60 minutes and win it. He says the best wrestler in the world. Yes, I'm Hispanic. I speak Spanish, so I know how that works.
I know. I mean, I haven't taken Spanish since my last year in high school, so I'm a little rusty.
I'm born with it, so I know how the whole thing operates.
Well, folks, I'd like to thank Mega Man NG for coming in for this doubleheader. We'll see how things pan out in both the tournament and tomorrow night in Revolution.
It's going to be one hell of a time. I'll just say it bluntly.
Maybe we should do this again around the weekend of WrestleMania.
Why not? Hopefully it gives me something better because WrestleMania is going to be a 2-night event.
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare to sit through.
A nightmare and a half.
Leave comments, smash the likes, sub to the channel, to our channels. This is MegaMets 212A and Mega Man and G signing off. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Peace out.
And cut.